What's going on, peeps? Let me introduce you to an English singer-songwriter from South London who has been nicknamed Young Adele, even if she has a bit more of a potty mouth. This is Lola Young, who you may recognize for her global hit Messy,
Cause I'm too messy, and then I'm too fucking clean.
and her feature on Tyler the Creator's Like Him.
Chasing a girl, like him.
Young delivers honest and raw interface pop music that will probably make you cry or dance depending on the track. It seems like ever since she was put on by Tyler, her career has taken off to heights I bet she never saw coming. So you may be wondering, how did she end up on Chromakopia? How did she get started? Is she an industry plant? In this case, I don't quite think so. This is my series Unmasking, where we go into detail about an artist come up to determine how they truly got this far. Let's get started. Lola Young was born on January 4th, 2001, in Croydon, London, England. She is currently 24 years old. Growing up in Beckenham, South London, she was introduced to music at an early age. Her father was a bass player and her mother encouraged her musical talents. Also, her aunt is the author of the Gruffalo, Julia Donaldson. At 6, she started piano, guitar, and singing lessons to strengthen her voice that her mother pushed on her, which worked out, turning her to songwriting at 11. She wasn't musically gifted upon birth. There was an attempt at a Christmas song about Santa that she sees as rubbish to this day. She began attending open mic UK singing competitions at the age of 12, competing against thousands of other auditions, getting eliminated from the competition each time, even having a moment where she ran off stage in tears. She never quit her dream and would contain her emotions to become better. The judges saw her as a standout in each round throughout the years and believed she would achieve victory one day as she developed her songs. She wanted her art to be full of storytelling, inspiring, and her personal guide in navigating life. In 2016, Young would finally win in January at 15 with her original song, Never Enough. She beat out 9,000 others. She then won a full consultation package with Future Music and 5,000 quid to invest in her musical development. This opened the door to the prestigious BRIT School, a British performing and creative arts school in Croydon, England, offering education and vocational training in the performing arts. It was previously attended by acts like Amy Winehouse and Adele. You know where this is going. This is where she truly sharpened her skills and immersed herself creatively, giving us the Lola Young she is today. She just wanted to be a songwriter first. Also that year, she appeared with her mother on the first season of CBBC's Got What It Takes, a musical boot camp testing talented performers and their mothers. Aspiring artists face various challenges for the chance to perform at BBC Radio 1 Big Weekend. She finished second. Although she had managers interested in her, she didn't really see it as a legitimate career at first. But now that she was in year 10, music was her best bet. In her free time, she used to steal makeup from her mom and make YouTube videos when she wanted to be an influencer. Two people she used to work with took her to a recording studio, and while one found it boring, she instantly felt like it was where she belonged. Soon after graduating BRIT School in 2018, she kept performing songs she wrote as a teenager at open mics and gigs around her city, which led to her catching the eye of a few industry figures, Nick Shymansky and Nick Huget. Shymansky was the former manager of Amy Winehouse. Lola basically brought him out of retirement after he vowed never to manage another artist again after the struggle to get Winehouse in their rehab in 2006. He was convinced by his wife and agreed to manage Lola alongside his friend Nick Huget, who had first signed Adele actually. However, shortly after, Lola experienced a severe mental health breakdown, leading Shymansky to question his decision to manage her as he saw her vulnerability beyond business. She was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder at 17, previously believing she was suffering from clinical depression and bipolar disorder. Lola remained determined to continue despite the turmoil. Young can sometimes manage her manic episodes with medication, but the unpredictability causes sleeplessness and difficulty performing. While still being a teenager, she signed a contract with the major label Island Records in 2019. She released her debut single 6 Feet Under on October 29, 2019. Her first project came together as Intro on November 19th. Music videos for Blind Love and The 3rd of January were put out towards the end of the year, with the former getting some traction. Next, her label attempted to give Lola Young her breakout moment. The next lead single was Pick Me Up on March 5th, 2020. The single got some playlisting and radio play due to her label connections. When she was first starting out, she felt like a lot of things were manipulated and it all felt fake and forced. Young released her debut EP, Renaissance, on April 28th, 2020. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to break out as much as she wanted to due to COVID shutting down everything. Gigs kept getting rescheduled and canceled, forcing her to do Zoom gigs to perform for her fans in some way. She spent the pandemic feeling down, sitting in her bed and just thinking. In the meantime, she did an exclusive Apple Music session at home on November 27th. She continued to put out music either way, with Woman arriving on July 29th, written about the challenges women encounter. She also had a scare with her voice when she had a cyst on her vocal cords that needed to be removed, but after surgery, she came back stronger than ever. Lola was told not to speak for several days and could only communicate through writing things down. It will sadly be a recurring issue she runs into for her music career. After months of inactivity, Ruin My Makeup was released on March 17th with a radio deal and everything. A sad song at its core, but it carries elements of strength and power. And good news, she was now able to perform in person with mandates being lifted in the UK. She was set to play a few festivals that year: Leeds, the Picnic Series, and Latitude Festival. She put out singlets like 2am, Bad Tattoo, where the Adele comparisons began, and Fake. Her growth was clearly showing as she had 5 people come up to her recognizing Lola for her music. Young's second EP would come around on August 20th, 2021, a collection of ballads that tell a love story. She said this was her at her most vulnerable, her truest self, all capturing her thoughts, worries, past and present loves, guilt, fear, dreams, wishes, and all the wild thoughts that kept her awake at dawn. Young even put out a short film inspired by the record. On August 31st, she announced she was heading on her first ever European tour that November. On September 20th, Lola made her TV debut on The Late Late Show with James Corden with Fake. A real turning point was when Young was selected to perform a slowed down version of the 1980s hit Together in Electric Dreams for the John Lewis Christmas advert. This brought her the attention she desired. That month, Young was nominated for the BRIT Award for Rising Star. However, this award would be won by Holly Humberstone. She was also acknowledged by Amazon Music as a breakout artist. A strong end to her breakout year. She came into 2021 without much and ended with a sold-out tour, as she performed Fake everywhere she could. Throughout 2022, she recorded her debut album and put out one honest singlet, So Sorry. She then secured 4th place in the BBC Sound of 2022. It was the year where Lola wanted to perform as much as possible and get the name out there. She had quite the following in the UK, even if she wasn't an internationally known artist yet. After attending the Brits for the first time, she played for acts like Imagine Dragon and Griff. She also sang on an RD mixtape. Lola became active on TikTok as fans shared videos using her songs. In July 2022, Lola visited Minds United FC, a charity that helps people with mental health through football. Young was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder years prior. She says she deals with her manic stage by writing music. It's important to get past social stigma and taboo. Being open about it is the best way to keep the demons at bay. On November 25th, the lead single, Stream of Consciousness, for her debut album was released. This would be followed by a string of singles in the lead up to its release. She would more often use TikTok to tease and promote her latest tunes, usually performing in random areas throughout London. She's been kicked out of a London Underground station and danced in front of the Golden Gate Bridge. Her powerful vocals didn't go unnoticed, producing millions on several clips. One got 17 million. This was Don't Hate Me, which inspired hundreds of thousands of other videos, including lip syncs from Bella Hadid, Kylie Jenner, and Kalani. It surpassed 1 million plays in a week. Lola was going global through these moves and was able to go on her first US tour. When Young first wrote songs, it was a way to express emotions she couldn't share in everyday life. Now she sees songwriting as a job and approaches it in a more structured and intentional manner. Bringing us to My Mind Wanders and Sometimes Leaves Completely on May 26, 2023, made after 3 weeks of passion and suffering in LA during May of last year. She's made a lot of music, but never been prouder here. These 10 songs hold deep personal meaning, exploring love, heartbreak, failure, self-hatred, and self-love. A new chapter sonically and lyrically, reflecting our journey with mental health. Lola gave us the lead single for her sophomore record on September 29, 2023 with Conceited. For the next few months, she got to work for this life-changing year. Lola kicked off 2024 with Wish You Were Dead and Intrusive Thoughts. On April 5th, Lola put out Big Brown Eyes. It was further promoted through this Instagram video she put out that got co-signs from SZA and Snoop Dogg. Her fans knew she was truly about to have her breakout moment in the States. She began working with producer Jared Solomon, or Monophonic, who has various credits for other female pop stars like SZA and Doja Cat. She made friends with the former who would gas her up in Instagram comments. It would take a little time, but the cards were being placed. Soon to be massive hit Messy was released on May 30th, 2024. It was written about someone she was dating at the time. It's been declared as an ADHD anthem by the singer. It wasn't an instant success. It took a few months for it to truly come to light. All these songs were packed onto This Wasn't Meant for You Anyway on June 21st, 2024. 2024. It's how she feels about love at the moment. It's been described as her firstborn child and a big middle finger to her exes. Lola finds herself figuring things out openly and honestly through the music. Expect a lot of cussing and sassiness on top of energetic alt-pop production. If you don't like it, this wasn't meant for you anyway. I don't even hear the Adele comparisons at this point. She really found her sound here. Lola would promote the record through tour and shorts for the rest of the year. She also gave us Flicker of Light, a statement to keep going and have hope. A sentiment that couldn't be more true, as not too long after, Young appeared on the song Like Him from Tyler the Creator's album Chromakopia on October 28th. She kept this a secret to her audience until it was released. How this went down is that he messaged her with an emoji months back with the words Uncle Steve, gosh, so Tyler, which made her panic. At the time, she was in LA before Messy was released and her album wasn't out yet. After searching for Uncle Steve memes, their conversation shifted to sandwiches. Oh, and then he invited her to LA. She had just come off the end of her tour when this was released. What a relief that must have been. It didn't have the biggest chart debut compared to the other tracks, but eventually, it received a lot more attention for its personal subject matter about Tyler's issues with his father. It has since been seen as the best song from the record. I agree. Helped by Young's stand-up performance that got enough fans to give her a shot. There are TikToks out there with millions of views singing her part. It is currently the second most streamed song from Chromakopia. She teased the song with Lil Yachty right after. Moves are being made. Following her feature on the album, Messy was now gaining traction. In late October, as unfamiliar fans checked out the artist's top song out of curiosity, it would immediately be sent to alternative radio stations in early November. On November 28th, 2024, TikTokers Jake Shane and Sophie Richie posted a video dancing to the song, using gun fingers and a half shimmy. Is probably the reason you know about the song. The comments on the clip jokingly poke fun at their dance skills, but Young herself approved. This boosted the song's popularity to become a huge TikTok sound and challenge, with 4 million streams in the US that week and over 250,000 TikTok videos, including one by Kylie Jenner lip syncing to it. In December, it debuted at number 90 on the Billboard Hot 100 on December 9th. The following week, it jumped to number 64. Sadly, it got overshadowed by Christmas music, preventing it from getting higher for a few weeks. After Christmas evaporated, it vaulted to a new peak of number 25. It continues to climb. It also reached the top 10 in her home country, currently sitting at number 3. She's got a bright future ahead of her. I hope she can remain a hitmaker throughout this year. A really big voice with big ideas, filled with raw, unfiltered thoughts. Lola Young's success was a decade in the making, from playing open mic shows, to attending BRIT School, to fighting mental health issues, to achieving global success. She is a testament to never giving up on your dreams and pushing as far as you can. While she may have gotten some support from the industry, as every artist does, it wasn't until she impressed multiple talented musicians that she got her big break. Hopefully she'll prove she isn't just a modern Adele or Amy Winehouse. I'm sure she's pleased with the comparison either way. After hearing her last record, I think she is more than just someone you can compare. The one and only Lola Young. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, make sure to subscribe for more base content. I'll see you all in the next one. Make sure to love all and peace.